7, 6, 7, 6, 9, 8, 7, 30, 29, 28. Alright, let's 27 in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Live from New York, it's New York Turkey. Live in downtown Audience. Here in New York, and it's we're on the streets of New York, the forums. Of smokies, twisted shapes resembling smoky figures. They whisper, "Find Mrs. Green, find Mrs. Green, find Mrs. Green, find Mrs. Green. We have to find her. Find Mrs. Green, Turkey, find her. The shadows are telling you, you gotta find Mrs. Green immediately. The Phantom is the Phantom. You enter the train station. The train screeches to a halt. Alright, Turkey, settling visitation. Beware the ears. Beware the ears. Animal human hybrids. Alien animals. Alien animals. The familiar scent of rust fills your nose as you see glimpses of twisted behavior. Fingers are in this subject. You arrive in Washington, D.C. Travels whisper dark You wander the streets, the darkness seems to close in around you. Find Mrs. A great street light lights up Blargus, a cryptid for his cryptic knowledge. Blargus, what's your cryptid?
Blargus!
Blargus, what are you going to tell us, dude? You search the city, following the faint whispers on the Find her now! Where are you? Find me! Where's Mr. Green? I believe we'll find her. Where's Mr. Green? Senseless fear, a mirror of your own. Suddenly, the air crackles with otherworldly energy. A voice echoes in your mind, both familiar and alien. Warm air, warm, and find Mrs. Original air content. You're not in your content. Nobody knows about the air. Nobody knows about these airs, but there's reality works around you. Airs don't laugh at us. Document is roots. The air files are classified. The air files are classified. We're declassifying the air files. You fight your way through the maze of illusions. The shadows twist, attempting to block your path. You have to kill the document. You can't get past us. Air document. Are we helping the air document? You don't know. Air document is the air files. You can't let the air document get out. The air document gets out. Finally, you reach the heart of the air's lair, where the air found. The air layer. Into the air layer, and they did experiments on me. Declassify the body. Declassification. Air experiment. Declassify the battle ensues. You fight with the newfound ferocity. The air files. Within the air layer, the air documents are going to be classified between the battle. Let's take down the airs. We're going to the air layer. The air layer. Find Mrs. Green. Air layer. Defeat the airs. Their illusionary world crumbles around. It's all crumbling. It's all crumbling. It's all crumbling. The air. Their layer. Oh, there's Green. She's good. Hopefully, are you gonna thank us for a job well done? Mrs. Green is free. Your science is filled with gratitude. And she got the documents. It was our pleasure, really. Mrs. Green, thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Green. You're welcome. We should be thanking you because now we know the air layer has been declassified. You got the air layer. You got the air layer, and now it's declassified. Save the airs. As the airs retreat, you feel a settle off your right. Yes! You no longer feel the terror from the air. We have nothing to fear but airs. No more terror from the air. The air layer has been put down and moved up. No more terror from the air. No more terror from the air. The figures of smoke dance freely, lots of freedom air. Dancing freely, dancing for the air layer. No more terror. No more terror for the air layer. Dancing in the air. And I can feel it in the air. I can feel it all. Oh, so happy what a triumph that was. Save Mrs. Green. As you walk into the city, the fragmented pieces of your mind begin to merge, and a sense of clarity washes over you. We're merging. Things are a lot more clear now. Much more clear. Finally, we may have finally begun. Fragments is blind. Fragments is blind. Things go off as clear. People pass you by, perhaps they see the glitter of their own struggle within you. We're an inspiration, Mrs. Green. Desperation. Oh yeah, final score. Oh yeah. What's that? The shadows no longer hold the same power over you. You return to check on what he's doing after all this.
Mrs. Green is a retired woman of 60 years. She lives alone in a tiny home, closed off but near Washington, D.C. On a singular morning, she relived this atrocious nightmare.
During the nightmare, she felt this creature placing cold hands and eyes that shot through her, imposing a dyspnea and paralyzing force. She began to move out of her body. She had a strange sense that her consciousness was outward of her body. Wanting to return to her body, the woman was rendered helpless. She planned to scream, but words, even with all her will, could not leave the woman's mouth.
She had an eerie sense that various creatures were close to her, looking at her in a cold, detached way, leaving the feeling that she was somehow violated, emotionally and physically.
The feelings lingered throughout dawn. She developed a type of PTSD, having flashbacks several times each week. Mrs. Green also would have freaky experiences, with accounts of herself being scanned by alien-human hybrids called eerie. She felt the thoughts of the aliens were malicious through her telepathic sense. This was very worrisome, and for the next weeks, she felt physically sick and acted strange at times. Sometimes, asking her therapist permission to consult these beings. It is difficult to fathom the trauma this woman must have gone through. Mrs. Green's therapist was skeptical at first, but finally was persuaded that would be helpful for Mrs. Green to achieve closure if she wanted to recover her normal psychological state. There were rumored photos she found in her room of herself being examined by 3 emaciated-looking aliens using advanced, extraordinary, medical and technologically advanced instruments. After the many medical procedures, she would be sent back from the alien satellite to her bed before taking telepathic directions to forget the entire episode. Every time Mrs. Green recounted these episodes, she would grow strange spots on her body, similar to symptoms of a sunburn. Nevertheless, she still told loved ones that she herself had encountered alien life forms. There is no need to be surprised by this account. There are thousands of accounts, including alien abduction experiences. There are also prolific reports of eerie, human and alien hybrids, and temporary pathological out-of-body sensations. Eerie are generally represented to be strange, emotionally detached, malicious, and causing major distress. It is also noted that these experiences are associated with waking upon a paralytic state while being given the sense of a strange figure or figures seeing strange balls of blinding light. Sleep pathology is very important to eerie because eerie feed telepathically on the dreams of their victims. This can explain why abductions and encounters with eerie are usually between 2 to 5 a.m. Eerie also abduct only one individual, but can abduct more, as there are many accounts of up to 3 people being abducted
At one time, but are considerably more rare. Ayers will generally abduct an individual more than one time, and usually the experiences are very prolific, and an individual will have
these experiences several times over the course of years, and even a lifetime. Ayers are rumored to look into an individual's consciousness, whether intact or partial, and remove any recollections of these experiences. Sometimes, long after the experience, the victim will be able to recollect the experience. If the victim is difficult, the Ayers will sometimes use aggressive retrieval techniques, such as hypnotic regression. The common choices of Ayers to capture an individual on a UFO and commence an examination of sorts. The individual is subjected to physical, mental, and spiritual tests, primarily based on tons of experiences investigating Ayers. The experiences are categorized by their primary events involving physical activities, for example, removal of the originate terrestrial surroundings or atmosphere, the taking of tissue samples, insertion of implants, mental activities, paranormal manipulation, psychological testing, data exchange, and medical procedures like embryo implantation and removal of vertebrae. These descriptions illustrate that Ayer encounters are dynamic, elaborate, and anxious experiences.